Thank you. It's good. Nicholas, I'll take that as a, okay. I was about to give you a 5, man. I was about to give you a 5. Usually when I hear that, it's always like, ooh, that's a rough one. Harut, good. I mean, good is very,
Yeah, very, yeah.
Hey, so is that a 5, Harut? All right, so that's good. So it sounds like everybody's having a good day. That's good to hear. Awesome. Thank you. So continuing on, the goals and objectives, the game model, being able to recognize the components of the U.S. soccer methodology in regards to the objective player, in regards to those 3 areas, and how did they connect to the U.S. methodology and the characteristics. So we're gonna. Okay. Okay, it's gonna be one of those days, I guess. And then go. Awesome. I'm gonna give you guys the breakout rooms right now. Read them. Assign automatically. Great. 5. What are we? 6. Here we go. Ready? Remember the questions? Oscar.
Hey, what's up, man? Oh, it's only 2? Okay. Okay, what's up? How you
I
been?
think you're muted still.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, what's up, man? How you been?
Good.
Good, good. I see. I see that you're training on the Juve Academy.
Yeah, the chats were fun.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh my God, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And how the questions, what do you think about it?
Okay, there's something you stop doing, something you keep doing, something you'll start doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think something I will stop doing. I've been reflecting a lot this summer, going into this new season with my boys. I think last season I was like too competitive.
It's
I have
crazy.
to like, a little bit and just be more developmental.
I see.
Even if like that means my players.
I see. What age are you training? 10-year-olds?
3 years. Yeah, so like under 9s.
Nah, no.
So I think last season I played them in their preferred position a lot.
Yeah, yeah. No, for me, it's the 5 to 7-year-olds, like just to get started. Oh, I mean,
I've covered a couple of matches with that age range.
no, it's crazy because the thing is, it's like there's only 2 type of kids the age group. It's the kids who is like today or tomorrow, and the kids who wants it more. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. No, it's crazy, man. But there's this one kid doesn't do much and very slow, but he don't forget about his video games. Oh, I already forgot that. Oh, really? And there's this kid that he said, "All right, just pretend you're gonna run a lot faster. Just pretend you're gonna get a PS5." But I already have one. Oh man, you already have one at that age. It's crazy. And how old are you? Like you're 30?
No, I'm 24.
You're 24. Oh my.
20.
Damn, no, like I'm older than you by 2 months. No, 2 months, 2 years.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's because you already you're like, did you started coaching at like at early young age at 18?
No, I started in February.
Oh my.
Yeah.
But
so I'm still new. I'm learning a lot.
no, I think we're the same thing, but you already know like the type of connections and all that, right?
No, I just applied randomly on LinkedIn. That was it. It was crazy. I was following the head of the academy, and he just posted, "I'm looking for coaches." I was like, "Okay." I just applied, and then he was like, "Saturday, do a tryout session." I was like,
Damn, man,
"That's it."
it's crazy. No, no, it's crazy because sometimes it's you don't really expect that. Like, oh, like, but on LinkedIn, oh my god, it's like I tried to apply the Galaxy website, but somehow they were asking your college degrees, like all this type of fuck, man. Why do they ask much? And then there was one that over there in LAX, but it's crazy. They wanted me to go all the LAX, but I'll do it while I live at in Compton.
Yeah, no, I got you. I was looking at the LA Galaxy stuff too, and it was too much for me too. I
No,
was like, no,
like too much
I kinda can't
requirements.
do
It's
that
like
right
you
now.
gotta get your college degrees. Like what? Like come on, man. Like the ones that
No,
it's crazy, man.
I will say though, I met one coach who was working for Galaxy, and he was really good. Like he was really really good.
It's crazy because like I think coaching is for in this country you have to be involved with everything now. And I believe that I always say with this economy, you gotta speak other languages apart from English.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but I'll see you in the main chat. No, I'm in class.
This meeting is being recorded.
We can talk for half an hour.
See, Nicholas got his last point across at the buzzer.
Yeah. Talking about. I just want to give you enough time so you can share, and I want to give you more time on the second breakout room. But just who wants to share room 2?
Oh shit!
What you guys talk about?
Who's in room 2?
Marti. Oh, well, room 5 was Ryan and Nicholas since they volunteer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll go.
All right.
One of the things I want to stop doing is I'm pretty self-conscious, and I want to get better at not joysticking kids and telling them what to do.
Okay.
And one of the things that I want to keep doing though is I think I'm pretty good at still asking questions to guiding them, but I want to get better at it for sure. And with the questions that allow them to come up with their own answers. And then number 3, one new thing that I'll start doing. Oh, Nicholas, I'm forgetting what I said. Of starting.
Yes, I think you said that you wanted to. Honestly, I forgot to, and I'm so sorry.
Well, one of the things that I'd say that.
But it was a great answer.
Yeah, well, now that I'm forgetting it. But what I want to do though is that I think I throw too much at them, and I really want to start with getting them focused and going through that planning phase, and then identifying what are the things that we should really focus on, and then being very deliberate in what I'm doing, and having 2 to 3 things instead of 3 to 5 things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it. Hey, Abraham, who was your partner? Ben? Awesome. All right. Awesome. So what are some of the things that Ben will stop doing, keep doing, and start doing?
He agreed just like me. He said, stop, and just like the person before us, stop overcomplicating things and doing too much in one session, especially at this age group or these age groups. We're trying to cram too much stuff, and it's just too much for them. We don't have that much time. And then, what happens with this age group is that we teach one thing 1 week, and then within a week or 2, they forget what we just taught it. And then sometimes we try to teach it all over, and then we forget, or we don't have the time to go through the stuff that we already planned for the current session. So, yeah.
So here's a question. Based on what both groups share, where does this lie in the coaching process? In what of the 5 categories does this lie? of what your topics and your points that you guys are referring to?
This is all about preparation planning, right?
Well,
Okay.
implement the game plan.
Oh.
Oh no, that's during the game. Damn it.
That's
Define goals and objectives.
okay. Yeah, I would say that would be one part. So it can vary, right? It depends on who's in front of you, but it can vary. So that's always crucial to understand when it comes to this stop, keep, and start. It's always good to understand, okay, where in the coaching process am I gonna stop, keep, or start doing? You know, that way you can identify, right? Because there's a lot about training, soccer in general, that sometimes it's hard for us to understand where and when if we don't dissect it into those steps. So now we're gonna go into the characteristics. If some of you already watched this, great. Now I'm gonna put you breakout rooms again, and you're gonna watch the videos. These you can find in the Learning Center under the modules. You'll be able to find those videos there. Each of the five between you two, and then when we come back, we'll discuss them as a large group. Here we go, breakout rooms. We'll send you in the same breakout rooms.
Okay. All right. Wait, what?
Were you able to find the videos?
Yeah. Wait, I think I do, but somehow but I hate my internet glitches a lot. I think the characters
Okay.
let's see. I mean, I have this tendency to write everything, but I don't have my no. But isn't it? Oh, do they have it right there? No. So what do you think about the characteristics of the kid, like in general idea?
Yeah, I mean, I think right, it breaks it down into social, emotional, language, cognitive, and physical characteristics.
Okay.
I think as they get older, right, like socially, they're more independent. It says. Also, like they start to care more about like their relationships on the team, like their friendships.
True.
I'm sure maybe you've noticed this with your kiddos too. There's a huge like emphasis on what's fair. Like that's not fair. It's my throw in. It's my throw in.
No, like especially
first. Now it's my turn. It's a lot of what's fair, right? A strong like thought on that.
Yeah, I think I think it's more prevalent on the 5-year-olds. More.
Yeah, no, the younger, the more for sure, because they don't have any understanding of like equal doesn't just because it's not equal doesn't mean it's not fair.
No, because I always tell some of the kids I started to play soccer at 9, so they cannot say all this. So I started to play soccer at 9 years old. So it's not like, oh, it's no excuse for you to play. So if your coach started to play at 9, so maybe there's a chance.
Yeah. The other thing that I found interesting was like for the emotional characteristics, it said with like the under 7s and the under 8s, like so when they get a little bit older,
I think
that's when they start to be more
no, I think the girls, like, cause it's not just the boys I train. The girls are more like they understand. Like if you say 1 or 2 things, I got it, and they tell the other girls, "Oh, this is this." Like they got it, but the boys, some of them.
Yeah, no, the girls are definitely ahead of the boys developmentally.
Yeah, it's like the only my issue is like I confuse them. Like if they're 2 sisters, I like mix their names. That's not my name, but at least you're thinking. Did she really say that? It's crazy, but it's a crazy process when you train them as well. But there's this kid that he calls me Mr. Coffeeman because I drink coffee. You pay attention to that, but not in the soccer. god! Like if I eat McDonald's or Happy Meal, they pay more attention of that. Sometimes soccer, like, oh, we got a good joke. Some of them, it's crazy, but I think it's more emotional and the language as well when you're dealing with those type of kids because sometimes it's you have to be involved with it and the emotional you have to be a little bit emotional a lot and it's not just the kids it's the parents the cousins everybody it's not just the kids themselves and sometimes there was a family just to see their cousin and the two brothers there were like 30 of them. It's crazy. It's not just like the kids and parents it's the family members and there were some family members like, "Hey, did you see my sister? Sister, Walmart, what?" Like sometimes like wow, it's I think it's like you create this habit that if try to make the most of it at a short time, and if they get it, they might learn from you in the future. That's my belief.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy process as well, but we'll see. We'll see. What about you? Oh yeah, you already
But I also think like with my boys, like I've seen them from like last year until this year, they talk way more this year. They're so chatty. Like that's how they've developed. Is like they're more social with each other. I'm always having to tell them to listen, be quiet, right? So I think they've evolved like that, and they've grown just in terms of how they communicate with each other, and that translates to when they're playing too. Like when they're playing, I was so impressed on Tuesday. Like one of my players, just the other one was like, "Hey, like play the ball out from the back faster." I'm like, since when did you like know how to say that? Like, when did you like start telling other people on the field like how you want them to like distribute the ball and play? I was like, you're in fourth grade. Like, oh my goodness, like you would have never said anything like that last year. You would have just said faster, faster, or like a lower level thought. And I was like, okay, you guys have grown up.
No, I think I don't even say faster. I just say some of them run, run,
Yeah, exactly.
run, and they go run. It's crazy, man. It's like, but there's this game. I told them, hey, look, there's free McDonald's, free Burger King. They look, and now they know. They know that game. No, stop lying to me. But it's crazy. It's crazy that it's. Fuck, well, we will see. Um, It's crazy, man. And yeah, I mean, also it's have your own equipment as well, camera equipment as well.
Mm-hmm.
You have your camera equipment already?
The club has one, or I think actually one of the parents bought it, but I don't have access to it because
Yeah, because I got a like the trace one, but the like I subscribe as a family as a family thing, and it was like we will see how it goes, man. The video, everything, man, because it's gonna get crazy.
All right, seems we got everybody back. All right, so which group would like to share in regards to what stood out to you on the U7, U8 video characteristics or characteristics of the video?
Jairo, can I just say really quick, on my video section of the modules, like where you can select, I didn't see necessarily a video titled U7, U8 characteristics video. So we just kind of went through the ones that we're supposed to watch for week 3.
Okay, fair enough. Were those which one stood out to you? Let's use those. Which one stood out to you?
Well, so to me, we were just finishing the one talking about the prioritization of seeing the big picture of player development and kind of strategizing the year into seasons and then to weeks and eventually the game plans that we have for each week.
For the characteristics is referring to the language, the social, the cognitive. Those were the modules that we're referring to. Were you guys able to find those?
I have not.
Yeah, we found him, J-Ro. So Abraham and I talked about him real quick to get us back on track. So we were, we kind of thought about it in almost two ways, right? There's the communication aspect that's supported by cognitive, emotional, and language, right? So interacting at the kids level, right? Get down on the players level, actively working as a communication back and forth. And that covers a couple of different things: cognitive and emotional, which is relating, and language, letting the kids use their own words to explain what it was that you were attempting to convey, like finding an opening for a pass. And then the physical aspect of it, which was play. The kids, love to get out there and just run around. And then the social, the support of the team, the players amongst themselves.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it, Benjamin. Anyone else that had a different perspective in regard to the video?
Welcome to managing the environment, where we'll can engage the rest of the
No.
team behind the team, i.e.
How
parents.
did when you observe, how did this video align? Somebody say. Okay. How do these soccer developmental goals, how do they align with the learning plan? How do they align? How do these videos that you saw, do you feel they align with the learning plan?
There's one specifically, well, all of them specifically is you're talking to them almost as using their same language, something that they specifically understand. So you're kind of on their cognitive playing field, and it allows them to digest it easier. Also, I'm seeing that they're guiding the question, or they're asking the questions and allowing them to come up with their answers.
Player-centered approach.
Yeah, that's good. Yes,
they can have.
There's a lot of that. So this is just a little bit in regards to what those 5 characteristics are, which you already saw them and so forth. Now, let's go into the coaching process and building a training session. So, pop quiz. When you're planning your training session, what's the first thing you want to know?
I want to say age.
Say that again?
Age.
Age, okay. Anyone else?
Who's in front of you?
Okay, the players that you coach. Fair enough. What else?
Level of the players.
Yeah, skill level.
Skill level, it does play a big role, yeah. What else?
I mean, what have you done before with him? Have you trained with him before? What have you worked on the previous sessions? What you need to work on now?
Yeah, if you have met the kiddos and if you have worked with them at all, makes sense. What else?
How many?
Now, there are many potential roles
Number of players, no doubt. The environment playing in. What else?
I think we're all saying it, but we're dancing around the identify player needs, identify demand of the player, and then connect the two.
I agree, 100%. I think everybody said that.
Yeah.
Identify the player needs in regards. But what's one thing that has to do with the player needs, but is not really a player need, is a need for the coach, and it has to do with organization.
Implementation? No, I think there is.
Time management, maybe.
That has to do with organization, but it's more about your equipment, right?
Yeah.
Ball skills, field size, or ball size, field size, goals, goalie, right?
Yep, because if you were to give me a great session, but then I tell you, well, you only have a 10 by 10 field to play with. You think
and the lights are going out in 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say out of staff supply and training session in our own environment, it's always good to understand what does your training field look like. So leading to the next, it's of course the process of building a training session is assessing the player needs. Then, as we discussed the past week, is defining your goals and objectives, which is easy as building from the back. with my outside backs, to be more specific. Then, of course, planning your session, and this is where all those details goes, right? Field size, the goals that I'm using, how many cones do I have, how many players am I gonna have today, what's the level of my team, what is the time man, how much time do I have? Does someone phones or two objects at the same time? Here in the echo. There you go. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Awesome. So then there is the training session. That's where all of those that we discussed go. Then we go into the implementation, right? Implementation. That's where how and when come into play. Your coaching interactions, your coaching points, your objectives, all of that come into your implementation. And then, of course, analyze and reflect. So this is the process that U.S. Soccer uses as its methodology to help you build the training session. Then it comes to the 5 characteristics. Now, this is what it was referring to, the 5 characteristics in regards to the U7, U8s. The social, the emotional, the language, the cognitive, and the physical. Within each of these, they have put in regards to some of the descriptions that go into this age group. The older the age, the more each characteristic gets. It gets bigger, meaning there's more things that we input into that characteristics. So that's something to keep in mind when you're looking at this. Now, defining your goals and objectives. Now, here is where we go into all those different aspects of what we're trying to do in planning, as I share. And here's what training objectives means. Here's what it gives you the definition. Back. So the reason I share this now is so you understand that your training objective leads straight to your coaching points. Why do you think U.S. Soccer has defined to go from your training objective straight to your coaching points? Why is there a straight connection there? Why do you think there's a straight connection, Martin?
For the coaching points?
Yeah, why does my objective of my session have to connect with my coaching points?
Kind of stuck on a pick on this one.
Anyone feel free to help Martin.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you, guys.
If the whole point is to develop a player, you have to have a goal, right? And so if for example you identify that the player's dribbling technique is not great and that's your objective for that session, every coaching point has to stay, if possible, focused on that skill. Otherwise, at this age, kids are gonna not be able to learn because you're it's if you put too many things in their attention, you're trying to work passing, dribbling, and shooting on one session, then maybe your coaching points are not really gonna stick to their brain. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what you were saying. I don't know.
Are you right in the vicinity of what we're referring to, Nicholas? Yes, I would say you are in that area of what this means. So the training objective is basically what you're trying to work on with a group of players or your whole team, right? Then the coaching points, what's the definition of a coaching point? Pop quiz.
What is the point of doing it? To explain them what to, how can I explain it? Why they're doing the exercise or why they're passing that way?
Okay.
Like a reflection?
Say that again, Oscar.
Like a reflection? Like, let's just say, like, once, like, if it goes out of bounds, for example, and then now that's your time to make a coaching point?
Well, that's more on the coaching side, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm asking here is, what's the definition?
Definition.
What is the purpose of us doing that? What are we trying to accomplish with our coaching?
Coaching point is basically like a clear, specific piece of information that highlights the key detail, basically to what makes a difference between doing something and doing it effectively for the player to comprehend what they're doing. That's more of my understanding of it.
Fair enough. Yes. Yes, you are right. So the coaching point, basically, we're just trying to influence the behavior of the player. Simple as that.
Got it.
We're just trying to influence the behavior. How we're gonna do that is whether we're gonna reinforce that positive behavior or we're gonna adjust the behavior by correction, which means that you're either doing one or the other, right? You're either telling Juanito, "Hey, great job, man. Keep changing pace after you do the move," or you're gonna say, "Well, why don't we try to move, exit the opposite side of where you did the move, the feint, and then change your speed." So you're depending on what the situation is. So that's what the coaching point means. It's influencing the behavior of the player through your coaching point, which means that has to be connected to your objective. Because going back to what Nicholas said, right? If my objective is I want to help my right back receive correctly so we can get out from that right side, that means that my coaching point has to go back into the receiving correctly, being able to play the ball out, all connecting those points, right? So objective and coaching points are connected at one point or another. So that's why the methodology process connects the objective and coaching points right away. Go ahead.
So how many attempts you do if you see that some players are struggling?
That's a great question.
Understand you.
As many as needed. If you ask me personally, if you're asking for this course, I would say it just depends who's in front of you. When I'm coaching, I assess the player needs, and if I know that John is going to require more of my attention, so I set that time aside outside of the group, so I don't interrupt my training session or the other player's development, right? But when it comes for this course, each player action is a coaching point. So that means that if you have 3 player actions, that's 3 coaching points. Where and who you're doing with, that's up to your discretion. Or maybe not up to you, maybe up to your session's discretion, right? What pops out at that moment, that's what you coach. So that would be my answer to that.
The age group of like the U7, U8, and if you were to tell them to focus on a specific goal, and then you're to tell them open up your hips and foot placement and scan the field and whatever, if you give them more than one, I could see them go, which one comes first? I'm not going to remember the third one you gave.
And this goes back to what you said, right? You provide too much information. Sometimes,
yeah, that's me.
You know that kid is gonna you're gonna lose him after the second word. Then just say, hey, can we receive this way, or just go back to bed. Copy me. So those are the little caveats when it comes to that language process. And then we go on to the main principle. So here's the definition that U.S. Soccer provides in regards to guiding the behavior of an individual or group of players to a situation based on a game idea. So which one is our game idea? It's our sub-principle. Basically, this sub-principle is the cousin. It's supporting that family member. It's just coming right under it. So it's breaking down each layer. So give you right here, as you see, the main principle is creating attacking shape, right? If we're on the attacking, then it says create, the sub-principle is create height, width, and depth. So it just dissects it even more. So you can provide those coaching points. Because when you're asking your player, okay, if you were attacking and so forth, what do we need at this moment in time? We have height and we have width. What don't we have? Makes sense? And that's where you start thinking, the players start thinking, okay, what don't we have? Oh, we don't have depth. That means that's where I should be. And most coaches say that, where's the open space, right? Yeah. Usually you hear coaches say, where's the open space? And you're like, well, yeah, that's depth over there because we have width and we have height. But we don't have anybody deeper than that last player right there. So those are the things that you want to continue to understand in regards to this. And go ahead.
I got a question, and this is probably me, but sometimes I feel like the main principle and sub principle are pretty redundant. So, an example that I see is providing options to play forward, which is the main principle for like attack, let's say. And then next to it is provide a passing option for a player on the ball. And am I thinking too broadly, which is why I feel like it's redundant, or is it? I'm having a hard time explaining this, but sometimes when I read it, I'm like, why do we need one or the other, or both of them? Versus, I feel like
back again, you were looking at providing options to play forward.
Yeah, I feel like that's so so obvious. Why wouldn't it just be that in order to support attack?
That's a fair question, right? But what age group are we talking to right now, Ryan?
Yeah, 7 to 8.
What characteristic they haven't developed yet? What are the ones that they haven't developed yet? Feel free to anyone share.
Critical thinking.
Cognitive.
There you go. That's
Cognitive.
Cognitive.
So that means that provide options to play forward to you, myself, and everyone here. That makes sense, right? It resonates with what that means. But if you say that to a 7, 8-year-old, they'll be like, huh. Yeah, no clue. I think I'm open to play forward, but they have 2 defenders right next to them. Makes sense? So the reason the sub-principle is there so you can break it down to help you explain to that player, okay, it's providing passing options.
Gotcha. Okay, so thank you. I needed that. But then my next question is, for all of us here, the way it's written, provided option to play forward and then provide a passing option for a player on the ball. Are we, for this course, do we need to know that one-to-one? Like that language and all of that? Or would we say that in our own way as we go through? Like we have a goal and objectives, we have a main principle, and in our own way we would think about what the sub-principle is? Or do we need to say it exactly like that?
Yes and no.
Damn it.
For the course, suggest you stay on track, right? Because we already know what this means, right? If you provide me, you can always provide your own objective and main principle. But if within that principle you have some tactic, you have then we're talking a whole different aspect. So that's where I say yes and no. Can you provide your own? No doubt you will. That's the whole idea of this course, right? So we can help you develop your own style. So we want you to do that. You just got to make sure you're understanding of what looks like a main principle and what looks like a sub principle.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense. I'm not saying verbatim you say providers play. Is it easier than main principle? No doubt, right? But you can also come up with your own main principles. You got to make sure that one is main principle, the other one is sub principle. Basically, one is big brother, the other one is little brother.
Thank you. Very helpful.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Ben. I was going to jump in and say, but Ryan, on a weekly basis, the main principle and the sub principles, you can keep the main principle, i.e., playing the ball forward, but you can do it different ways through different sub principles that you can work on. But for example, this one is passing, but then you can also say, well, if they're going to give you the space, then dribble. Again, moving forward. Yeah.
Excellent. That's a great way of looking at it. Thank you.
Yes, you can always, and those are player actions, right? Passing is a player action. Driving is a player action. Dribbling is a player action, which those become coaching points, right? So those are how they're connected. And then here are the player actions that I was referring to. So these are the successful or the skills needed to execute the tactical main and sub principles that we were talking about, and also in regards to the decision making and understanding game situations. So at the end of the day, what we as coaches are trying to do is influence the players' behaviors so they can understand triggers and cues. That to me, that at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to teach players, right? Triggers and cues. If I'm in this situation, what do I do here, and what tells me I should do this? If I'm in between two players, do I pass or do I dribble? Likelihood it might be pass or dribble, right? Depending who's open. So those cues and triggers. So when player actions come about, you're gonna teach your players to identify these player actions with the cues and triggers within the game. Makes sense? If you're one-on-one, what's the cue? You're one-on-one. What's the trigger? Well, gotta beat the player, right? I'm one-on-one. If you're 2 against 1, the cue is I'm outnumbered. The trigger is my player is wide open. I pass. Player action. So these are the little things that when you go into the player actions, you got to remember it's about cues and triggers. You got to be able to connect that cue to that player action. You know, shielding. You're a center back. You're right next to the corner and so forth. Most likely you're gonna shield and take a look, right? Where you're gonna go. Or the cue is I'm gonna blast it as far up as I can so I can get out of trouble. So it depends on what you're trying to identify. And then of course within, I should have gave you the pop quiz. How many game moments do we have in soccer? Dang it, I jumped. I had it. Go ahead, Devin. Or I wonder how you knew that, man. Yeah, so we have 4 game moments. As you know, it's attacking, defending, attacking to defending, and defending to attacking. Within this license, we only teach, or should I say, within this age group, we only teach 2, attacking and defending, for logical reasons, right? At this age group, there's no way kids are going to understand transition. If it takes time for mature athletes 14 and up to understand transition, imagine how an 8-year-old would deal with it. So that's for this reason, for this age group, we don't teach transition yet. You will see transition as we get into the older ages, like the U11, U12, that's when you'll start to see transition. So just keep in mind in regards to this when we're talking about this. That way you understand. Now, pop quiz for this D-Lice, for this age groups, how many thirds do we use?
How many what?
Thirds.
Thirds.
Trick question.
Two halves.
2 halves. Okay, very good. Yeah. We don't use thirds. Mind you, a lot of you are already aware of the thirds, which is great. I'm not saying don't use it. Just don't confuse yourself. Because if you hear me talking about halves, you might be like, what is he talking about? I thought it were thirds. That's because you're thinking more of the higher licenses. Once you get this one, we're working with halves. So now we're going to try to build a training session. So I'm going to put you in breakout rooms for, I won't give you a full 10, but you're going to create your own training session. So I would suggest you go into player developmental framework and look at the main principle, sub-principle, and player actions. And then select, and of course, the coaching points. And try to create a training session, a mini training session with your fellow breakout room partner. And then we'll come back. We'll discuss.
I think.
So, Ryan, here you go. You get to create your own main principle.
Sorry.
Here we go. You're going to be with the same partners as before.
And then just so I don't get stuck again, we're looking at the downloaded player development framework doc, right?
Okay, I think. Oh my god. Oh my. All right.
Okay.
Okay. He said like, okay, I'm already in the Oh my god, my internet sucks today. Group learning plan.
Here, I'll message you. Here, let me send you a message with the info.
Yeah. No, I already have. I think I already downloaded it as well. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think because my thing for it's for passing because that's what I work on those kids, like passing, short passings every time, and try to look up who do you see that's open. I try to do that every time because they may not like it. Some of them they may not like it, but what's the purpose of it? So that you could see in the future getting a habit. Like who do you see? Who do you see? Oh my god! I think. Wait. Damn, my internet sucks for today.
Okay, so I just sent you
Yeah,
the
Mama.
message what we need to fill out. So we just need the main principle.
I said okay.
Sub principle, player action.
I think it's attacking. Okay, I think it's attacking. Okay, my attacking, and then my main principle is I think it's passing. Not like all the kids like
Passing, player off. Or player action.
player
Passing player.
play. Oh my god.
So where do you want them to be passing? What like game moment is it going to be?
Well, oh my god, game moment.
So it could be like what right the example that was like passing forward, laying the ball up the field. So player action is passing, right?
Yeah, cause
And I guess the other one.
cause the thing is when you're dealing with like the 7-year-old, so it's who do you see forward? Who do you see forward? Sometimes you gotta speak to them in their terms. So that's why it's who do you see forward? Where is he? Where is your teammate? Oh, he's right there. You have to speak to those terms because sometimes, like you told me right now before, some of them don't understand it yet. So it's you have to speak in their terms as well. Like who do you see? My oh my god. Yeah, it's. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like let me see.
Where did you find the doc, or do you see the doc somewhere?
I mean, I have it, but the thing is, somehow my internet lags. It lags like crazy, man. Okay, I'm in the resource. It's a student coach resources, right? The framework,
I
right?
think so.
Yeah. I think it's the framework of it. I think it's the framework. I think I already have that. Yeah. Yeah. I think I already have that, like the framework of it. And okay, yeah, it's the framework. How can we develop? It's okay. It's for the foundational phase development. Players develop scanning skills, meaning look it up. Who you see open. Yeah. I'm there. Okay. Player actions. Foundation phase, scanning, receiving, dribbling, short passings, and shooting. Yeah. And then when we have the ball, we play forward through the individual. Sure. Yeah. Okay. I think okay. I see with the ball. Okay. Player actions. I think it's passing, like playing with a free teammate into space. I think it's more who do you see? Where is your teammate? Where is he? Oh, he's over there. I think it's more about that, and then positional awareness. I think it's
Wait, so what doc? What's the name of the doc that you found? Because I'm having trouble finding it.
okay. Go to the resources student
Yeah.
and then I think it's
Student code resources.
yeah, and then it's the intro to the players development framework.
Okay.
If it's not that, then try the 2025 7 to 8 group learning. I think it's either that, but I think he has like that. I think as well because
That's not what he was showing, but I don't know if we have access to what he was showing.
I think you have to like save it and you have to download it. That's the thing. That's the thing
Okay,
is
no, I got. I see the.
yeah.
Okay, no, I see it now. I got you.
Okay. Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, okay. I think I got it. I think it's the 7 8. Okay, so I think it's keep the ball, create an attacking shape.
Yeah, one of those. But let's do.
I think provide options to play forward, like but in those age group is who do you see that's open?
Yeah.
Who do you see that's open? Because they don't understand breaking the advanced line. They don't understand that yet. Some of them, and they don't. And I think it's provide options to play forward.
Okay, you want to do that one?
Yeah.
Let's do that one.
And then I think
So that's our main principle, and then the sub principle is already there,
yeah.
which is provide option for the person with the ball.
Yeah, and then I think
and then we need to go down. I saw on the next page. The next page it has, or 2 pages down, page 17.
17.
Yeah, it has the player action, right?
Yeah.
Which is going to be passing.
Passing.
And then also maybe supporting too, right?
Yeah.
Because it's for the player without the ball.
Yeah.
So passing and supporting are 2 player actions. Coaching points then for passing, I guess it's the bullet point right there. Playing the ball to free teammate and defeat or space.
Yeah, but sometimes I always put who do you see? Like who do you see? Who do you see? Oh, I see here. Because sometimes you do that. Like when you're dealing with those age groups, sometimes like what are you saying? Some of them.
Yeah.
Like who do you see? Who do you see? Like where is he? I think you have because I always tell them because I'm dealing with a bit younger and we do like rondos. But who do you see? Who's open? I see Olivia or Miguel. Like it's you have to have this habit as well. So that's why I don't know. Probably in the passing, that's I believe it's like who do you see is open.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, the thing is, I cannot see you. That's why, like, you can still hear me. That's the crazy part. Well, I'm going back to the chat and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it back. I believe we do. All right. Let's see. Group 5. What you guys like to share? Do we have Group 5 back yet? There they are. Group 5, we were waiting for you. Ryan, you guys were Group 5.
Pick on us. No, just kidding. Nicholas, do you want to take a stab at it? Because Nicholas was definitely still breaking it down for me, but
Sure, and I might be wrong about this because we couldn't access the previous page with the examples of main principles and sub principles. So Ryan and I, he had a lot of good points as we went through this, and basically what we established as the main principle is first the player, and I want to put myself in the shoes of a 9-year-old. Probably what they need to first identify now that we're in the attacking half is who's in the best position to score. Is it you because you don't have an opponent in front of you, or is it a teammate because you have an opponent in front of you? So then,
what's your objective? What's your main principle? What your objective is? Trying to score, right?
Yes. So then my main principle, the main principle will be to identify who's in the best position to score. Is it you or is it a teammate?
Who's in the best position to score? Okay, fair enough. We'll go with that one.
I know. I mean, they're very young, but I'm really breaking it down. You know, because I think sometimes kids, it's like they're just looking in one dimension, right? So then, like, if they don't even know that a teammate is in a better position to score, they're not even going to pass the ball. They might just shoot right away, even though there's an opponent in front. So I think that's the first, like, to me, the first objective for them to see. Then the sub principles would be, if there is an opponent in front of you, then you pass it to your teammate. If there's no opponent, then you dribble as close as you can to score. And then the player actions would be what type of techniques.
So what were they?
Well, for the passing technique, use the inside of your foot, bend your knees, toe up, follow through the ball. I mean, those are a lot. And then for dribble and striking, dribble 3 outside toes, maybe take a step every touch. And then
those are what you're describing right there are more coaching points, right? Dribble is your action. What you're describing after is the coaching point of how you're gonna tell the player dribble. So there's
maybe the player actions will be pass or dribble and shoot.
Okay.
And then be more detailed at the end.
Out, please.
So again, age group specific, right? Attack the goal is the main principle. The sub principle is dribble the defender, right? Juke the defender. The player action is ball control, and then the coaching points are dribble with the outside of your foot, keep the ball close.
Okay, you have one player action?
I had one player action. Dribble, ball control.
When we're talking about you're in the attacking half and your face is creating and scoring, what's the player action that you must have?
Well, I'm going to say opportunity, right? You have to create the opportunity to shoot the ball.
That last part, shoot.
Yes.
That's one thing, kids at this age, you always got that one kiddo that can dribble everybody. But what's the only thing that player usually forgets?
They don't want to. They want to walk the ball across the line. Yeah.
They just want to shoot.
That's literally what we spoke about.
They just want to literally go Barcelona style. They want to literally be Neymar and walk it through the goal line. When in reality, they could have scored 10 yards before. So
correct.
So that's something in regards to. Thank you, Ben and Nicholas and Ryan. You guys were in the vicinity in regards to. It's just to me more condensed, short and sweet, right? Because explaining all that to a 7-year-old Nicholas is not gonna be easy. That's for sure. You know, you might lose your sentence.
To be, and I totally agree. I just that page is that in the framework?
Yes.
Because when I opened the framework, and maybe Ryan, I missed
objectives. Then the other part that comes in is the main principle. Well, you got to break lines. So how many lines does a formation have? Pop quiz.
Hence the formation.
So if you're playing U7, U8, most likely you're 4v4, 7v7.
5.
So if you're 4,
like
yeah, it's,
Yeah, well,
depending on how they're themselves, right? Depending how the coach goes.
is this
He might go a 2-2-1, or he might go 1-2-1, depending on what they're playing, the numbers. So it just depending. So there's gotta be technically 3 lines depending of how that coach lines them up.
do we include the goalie?
You always include the goalie.
okay, then it's 4.
That's 4.
Back 4.
By the time you break the line 4, that means you got scored on. So I wouldn't. No, just not in mind.
I mean,
and then,
some of them they're parking the bus.
You engage the opponent to create 1v1s. Ben touched on that. The sub principle, beat the player one-on-one. That's basically, or beat the player by dribble, I believe what he said. So that's that player. Or find a free player with a pass, which Nicholas, you touch base on that, right? Finding who's in better position to score. That's more into the passing aspect. And then the player actions, we have dribbling, driving, and scanning. Now, here is something that you want in this age group. Is it easy to teach scanning?
No.
No.
Pretty difficult. But should you be teaching it?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
You should implement it.
Martin, here's a good example.
I think that's the one that
I-
that's the one that's consistent throughout.
I think
I
no.
told Krasimir that in most cases, when kids at this age, their eyes are glued to the ball at night. My concept has always been, hey, when you drive a car, do your parents look down, or are they driving with their head up? They all answer back, head up, head up. And I tell them, so then what happens if their head's down? You crash. Okay, then that's the same concept with the ball.
So that's a pretty cool analogy to use. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
No.
Awesome. So basically the format, and there it gives you the objective. In regards to, so remember, the phase is just in the area that you're at, so you don't get confused, because usually what happens when you see this, the phase people think is the objective in itself, right? The phase is just telling you, what are you trying to do? Am I trying to build up? If you're trying to build up, what half are you in?
In your defensive half.
Defense.
All right.
First half.
If scoring, that means that if you're creating and scoring, that means that you're in your attacking half.
Golden zone.
All the phase stuff, which separates, right? If you're on building up, then most likely you're advancing the ball and keeping the ball. And then if you're trying to create chances and score, well, it gives you the different options. So those are it doesn't give you the different options. You got to understand the different options that you're able to create. And then that's basically it for today. Any questions before I get into the assignment 3.1 and of course some of the information for our first in-person meeting?
Oh yeah. One question. Do we have to be is class started at 8 or at 9?
I'll answer that once we get into that one. That's part that I need to share.
Oh, okay.
Any question in regards to today's session, in regards to how to build your training session, in regards to player actions and so forth? My suggestion to you is that before we get into the first in-person meeting, download the training template and start practicing. If you feel you're like, okay, how do I identify? Start practicing in regards to the objective, main principle, sub-principle. Coaching points, it's more natural to come to you. You're just going to have to connect them back to your objective. So use the template to kind of guide your thoughts, that's what it's been designed for, to help you guide your thoughts so you can put them in paper.
Okay.
3.1 is the activity. So when you go to 3.1, it's going to ask you to create 2 activities. One of those activities you're going to basically submit. So you're gonna submit. Now, what are the different types of forms, of game forms? Pop quiz. Haven't shared this with you yet, but maybe some of you are familiar with it. What
Like
are
a
the
roster? Like a game roster?
no the three different game activities, game form activities?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So just so you're not wondering, so we have non-game form, right? Non-game form is more of your drills, which we'll go into that and so forth. Then it has its own definition of what defines a non-game form. Basically, a non-game form doesn't have opposition, doesn't have direction, and doesn't have goals. Non-game form, which if you think about it, that's literally a drill. Then you have modified game form. In the modified game form, you have opposition, and you have direction, and you have a goal, most likely already. And then you have game-like. Game-like is just like a game, where it means that you have goalkeeper and 2 goals, and it looks just like the game. And of course, game rule likes. So that's the difference between game-like and modified. Modifies means you're manipulating that activity to help you bring out a topic that you have chosen. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So within 3.1, you're gonna create 2 activities, which when you go, once you get to this week, I would suggest go to 3.1 and read the description. That way you can understand it. When we meet before, for next week, you're gonna have to bring 1 activity already written down. Make sense? Which we're gonna discuss in the classroom, and then in the classroom, you're also gonna build an activity which you're gonna present later in the day. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And then questions. Then also this week coming up, you'll be getting feedback on the assignments that you already turned in. I believe your next assignment is either due today or tomorrow. The 28th or the 27th, one of those two.
Tonight. Basically in 2 hours.
I believe I extended it.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Oh, thanks.